But we find here that God, in spite of all the failure that Moses had done, He still had His hand on him, and He called him to go do His service, calling him to His commission. And what a consolation that must have been to Joshua when he heard God say, "As I was with Moses, so will I be with you." Amen. Although if I'm trying and I fail, God won't leave me. I never have much confidence in anybody who's too afraid to do anything. I'd rather be found a failure than too lazy to try. One time it was said that the Ballard Flour Company hired a man and he was going to sign his name. And the man had no eraser on the end of his pencil. And Mr. Ballard said to him, "Why haven't you got a eraser?" He said, "I don't make mistakes." He said, "Then I can't use you. Because if you make mistakes, you don't make mistakes, you won't do nothing." That's true. God don't hold you responsible for your mistakes. He holds you responsible for your willful sins. He that sins willfully after he has received the knowledge of the truth. But a man that's going to do something is going to blunder. He's going to fall. He's going to make mistakes. But if he's really divinely called and God in his heart, he'll rise again. Amen. Used to be coming to the church here years ago, and they may be here this morning, a little man and his wife. They used to sing a song that thrilled me. Goes something like this: "Forgive me, Lord, and try me one more time. I'll be yours if you'll be mine. If I fall or if I fail, let me rise and try again. Forgive me, Lord, and try me one more time." I like that. Amen. For any good soldier is apt to get wounded or hurt. But if he's still a soldier and got a purpose and something to fight for, he'll rise and try again. Amen. Any good soldier, the cross will do the same thing. And to Joshua, the new commander of the army after Moses had passed on, seeing that God stayed with him in his mistakes, he held his commission up. No matter what Moses had done, it was Moses' office that God respected. He was a prophet. He was above all the prophets. He was really more than any prophet that had. When his own sister laughed at him for marrying an Ethiopian girl, he called them together and he said, "Don't you fear God?" Said, "If there be one among you who's spiritual or a prophet, I will speak to him in visions and make myself known to him in dreams." But it's not so with Moses. I'll speak lip to ear with him. Don't you fear God? See, that's not a good thing to tramp upon God's people. Amen. You heard him when you do so. God had commissioned Moses. His failures meant nothing. God knowed his heart. And one time Moses complained about having too much to do. And so God took his spirit and divided among 70. They had no more spirit than they had at the beginning. But only anything, they just had more machinery. Same amount of spirit. God can put his entire spirit upon a man if he wants to, or he can scatter it amongst thousands if he wants to. One day he put his whole spirit upon a man called Jesus. Now he's scattered it through his churches everywhere. God keeps his commission. Now Joshua, the new warrior, only two left now that ever left the promised land. That was Joshua and Caleb. Now Joshua, the new commander, to lead an army, to step into the place where a great man like Moses stood. It was no little task. Now think of a minister today that's called of God to step into the tracks where Jesus stood. Amen. What a command! What a commission! But each is called of God is commissioned to stand in that same place. I'll be with you, even in you, to the end of the way. Each minister is called to stand where he did. The works that I do shall you do also. Each minister is ordained of God, is commanded to stand in the tracks of Jesus Christ and perform the duties that Jesus performed. That's quite a command. And how it must have felt when Joshua, standing there that morning talking to God, he said, I will not fail thee. And as I was with Moses, so will I be with you. No man shall stand before you all the days of your life. I will destroy and devour. I'll make the way clear. Only be strong and very courageous. Be not dismayed that's wearied. Don't be afraid. I'm with you. I'll see you through. What a commission to be given to this new man called Joshua.